Have you ever felt like you're spinning your wheels in pursuit of growth, doing more, trying harder, yet only seeing minimal progress? You work longer hours, push yourself harder, but still feel stuck in place? The book 10X is Easier Than 2X by Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy offers a radically different perspective. Instead of aiming to double your results, aim to grow 10 times. And paradoxically, that's actually easier. Not because you need to do more, but because you need to do things differently. Deeper, fewer, but more intentionally. This book isn't just a growth strategy. It's an invitation to step outside your comfort zone, let go of low-impact business, and pursue a bold, breakthrough goal that could transform your life and career. The book is structured around 6 main chapters, each peeling back a layer of thinking to help readers understand why 10X is not only possible, but truly easier than 2X, as long as you're willing to think differently and take bolder action. Right in the first chapter, Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy lay the foundation for the book's core idea. 2X growth seems easier, but it's actually harder because it requires improving everything. In contrast, 10X growth is easier because it forces you to focus only on a few essential things and let go of the rest. When you go for 2X, everything feels important. You try to keep it all and just do it a bit better. But when you aim for 10X, you're compelled to step back and identify what's actually creating the majority of your results. You realize that only 20% of your work, clients, thinking, or behaviors are delivering real value, and the rest needs to go. This powerful simplification process is what makes 10X growth more clear, more achievable, and ultimately more effective. Chapter 2 reinforces that 10X isn't a quantitative goal. It's a qualitative leap. Going 10X doesn't mean doing 10 times more work. It means doing a few things with world-class quality. The authors cite the example of Mr. Beast, the famous YouTuber, who increased his video quality by just 10% and saw his views multiply fourfold. When you focus on mastery, doing one thing better than anyone else, you unlock exponential results. That's when you leave behind the game of doing more and step into the game of doing it right and doing it brilliantly. In Chapter 3, the authors dig deeper into mindset, the true arena of transformation. They draw a clear line between need-based and want-based thinking. Need-based thinking is rooted in lack, scarcity, the need to prove yourself and please others. In contrast, want-based thinking comes from abundance. You pursue something simply because you deeply desire it, because it aligns with who you truly are and taps into your unique ability. Your unique ability is a thing you naturally do well with passion that no one else can quite replicate. When you operate from this place, you don't need to sell yourself. You can attract the right opportunities, set boundaries, and raise your standards. To go 10X, you can't chase what you need. You must crave what you want and be willing to master your unique ability. Chapter 4 invites you to look back in order to clarify the future. The authors emphasize that everyone has already experienced breakthroughs, whether in career, education, family, or personal life. But instead of recognizing that progress, many people constantly feel disappointed by the next goal they haven't reached. They fall into the trap of measuring themselves against ever-expanding expectations. Instead, the authors advise comparing yourself to your past self. Tracking progress over time, weekly, monthly, yearly, builds a belief that you can go 10X again, as long as you're clear about what you're optimizing for and what qualities you want to develop. In short, you become what you focus on. Chapter 5 delivers a surprising proposition. More rest is actually the key to reaching 10X faster. Dan Sullivan breaks time into 3 categories. Focus days, where you do your highest value work, buffer days for support tasks and preparation, and free days, where you do no work at all, literally off-switch days. The paradox is, the more truly off days you have, the more creative, energized, and strategic you become. Rest sharpens your ability to return to work with clarity and insight. It also trains your team to operate independently, because when you're not around, they must step up and solve problems on their own. Finally, Chapter 6 wraps up the journey by painting a vision of a 10X organization, where every individual is empowered to operate from their unique ability. The authors outline 4 stages of growth in business. First, doing everything yourself, then managing a team. Next, becoming a creative leader focused on breakthroughs. And finally, building a self-managing organization. At the highest level, Everyone, not just you, goes 10x. In this kind of culture, it's no longer about control and process. It's about autonomy, mastery, and purpose. When each person continuously expands and refines their unique ability, the whole organization thrives exponentially. This is a full mindset journey 10x is easier than 2x offers. From simplifying and redefining success, to breaking free from unnecessary busyness, creating space for innovation, and building transformational systems. Each chapter strips away another layer of limitation, showing you that 10x isn't a distant dream, but a clear, specific, and highly achievable path. If you're willing to let go of the many and focus on the few, done with excellence. Still, if you're looking for a spark to break out of stagnation and redesign your life and work around what you're truly great at and truly want, 10x is easier than 2x is a book worth digging into. Start by writing down your unique ability. Schedule your rest days for the entire year. Eliminate at least one task that eats your time without creating value. And most importantly, allow yourself to dream big. Not because you need to, but because you want to. Because you, with focus, simplicity, and boldness, are the key to every breakthrough. And the 10x journey starts with one very simple choice. Dare to think bigger.